three of us. So.
Go ahead, Philip Marshall.
Justus, a year ago, you never would have expected to be back here playing again. Just tell me what all this journey has been like.
Yeah, well, it's really kind of been speechless. I haven't really found the words for it yet. It's so weird being somewhere that you're not supposed to be. It kind of feels wrong, but it feels right all in one. I'm so glad that I'm able to keep doing this journey and keep playing the sport I love with the people I love. And it's just, I haven't found the words yet.
How much fun was it to get back out there last weekend after that long of a layoff?
Yeah, I mean, it was surreal. Like, I keep playing the game and the pitches over and over again in my head because it just felt so right. You know, we had so much left from last year, just left unsaid. And so it felt really good to just be back and be with all the girls and be right back out there.
Mark Murphy.
Yeah, just I'm doing an article on one of your teammates, McKenna, and you've been around with her for a couple of years now. What type of person and player is she? What kind of teammate?
She's probably one of the best teammates I've ever played with. She's always, you know, keeping you in line, making sure you're not too high, not too low, because she's so humble and so able to control her emotions, which is something that us teenage girls can't really do very well. But she's one of the best at it, and she's so humble. She never thinks she does anything really good, and it's just amazing because she's one of the best athletes that I've ever seen. And so it's really incredible, just the kind of person she is to be around and to have as a teammate.
Thanks.
Jay Tate.
Yeah, Justus, coming into this season, kind of what were you trying to work on during this offseason from a hitting perspective? Are there certain numbers or certain benchmarks that you're thinking about when you go up to the plate?
I wouldn't say not necessarily any numbers or benchmarks, but my goal, I guess, you know, because I really have hit in every spot in the lineup while I've been at Auburn. So my goal now, being in the 4 spot, is I need to transition more to working on driving in runs. I can't rely on getting hit by that pitch every day again. But I've got to figure out how to get runs because I'm going to be the person in that spot that's going to be getting us runs, helping our pitchers out, and doing things we need to do.
Does that come comfortably for you, just kind of morphing into that role?
Yeah, you know, that's my role was in travel ball. And growing up, I was the power hitter. And, you know, coming here, I got knocked down a little bit, you know, being the new kid on the block. So, but now as the old, you know, the vet, the 5th-year senior, that's my job. And I've got to embrace it and understand that, you know, all of us have a role, and that's going to be mine.
Does anybody else have a question for Justus?
I mean, I just have a follow, I guess. Just talk about the weekend last weekend, Justus, guys getting off to a good start and getting some really good pitching too.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend was incredible. It's hard to beat any team 3 times, and to do it so flawlessly, defensively, offensively, in the circle. We really made a statement. And, you know, we were a little upset when the preseason rankings came out. We weren't even anywhere near top 25 or anywhere near top 10. And, you know, that kind of lit a fire under a bunch of us. And, you know, having these freshmen that don't know anything about it just come out here and like blow our minds. I couldn't have asked for anything. I couldn't have asked for more.
Go ahead, Philip Marshall.
Justus, you guys, you play 2 SEC teams. You play 2 games against an SEC team this weekend coming up that aren't really SEC games, but it's SEC competition. How valuable will that be, especially for these younger girls that haven't faced that yet?
Yeah, I think that's going to be really important just to kind of see where we're at before it becomes really crucial, you know, to see what adjustments we need to make. It's obviously going to be a different level of play. So to kind of show these younger girls and even to get some SEC games under our belt before, you know, it really starts getting important, kind of see what we need to work on. You know, do we need to work on faster pitching, more movement, you know, just kind of lay the ground, which is something since I've been at Auburn, we've never played an SEC team in the preseason like this. So I think it was a very smart decision, and I think it'll be very helpful.
Thank you.
Any final questions for Justus? All righty. Thank you, Justice. You're good to go.
Thank you, guys.
On you guys.
Go ahead, Philip Marshall.
Mickey, could you just talk about the decision to play two games against an SEC team this weekend, and how valuable that might be moving forward to get that experience?
Well, I think it'd be very valuable, to for our young players to experience playing against an SEC opponent, and it just happened by chance, with everyone not knowing where they could play, who they could play, all this other stuff, because we've redone our schedule probably 20 times, and it just so happened that there were openings in Jacksonville, and both South Carolina and us were going to be there, and we just wanted games, and South Carolina agreed to play one, and then they agreed to play two, and so now we'll get to see them and play. But I think it'd be very valuable to our younger players.
Jay Tate.
Yeah, Mickey, I just want to ask you about the series last weekend. It just kind of obviously went very well. How it affected the team and particularly some of your younger players.
Well, hopefully it gives them confidence. You still have players that had really good weekends, really good days, and you had some that struggled. But as a team, hopefully it gives us confidence. SEMO's a very good softball team, and to win 3 games against them, that's a tough act. And I thought that we did a nice job of controlling each game. So I was proud. I was proud of the way we played.
Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Mickey, I'm doing a feature in our magazine on one of your seniors, McKenna. Could you talk about her as a player and a person and what you're expecting from her as a senior?
For me, I just want McKenna to be confident and comfortable. I think those are keys for her. And the leadership part will take care of itself. Every person has a different way of leading. And McKenna's just not that big vocal leader. But everybody sees her on defense every day, and they see the effort she puts and how hard she works on defense. And the offense has been a kind of a roller coaster ride for her. But she really found her groove last year. And to be honest, I think she'll be the first to tell you, she struggled in the fall and early spring in our team scrimmages and seemed to find her rhythm this past weekend. She really found it the week before. We noticed that. And she carried it into the weekend. So, I think the way she leads is just her daily work habits, and for her, it's all about being comfortable and being confident.
Thanks, Mickey.
Philip Marshall.
Mickey, you only used 3 pitchers, obviously, last week. With 4 games this weekend, do you anticipate using more?
We'll see how this week's workouts go. We have 5 pitchers, 5 very capable pitchers. And whereas last year we had to work out the kinks in games, our pitching staff is so deep and talented that my expectation is for you to work those kinks out during the week. And I have to see that. And that's what I talked with the staff about last week and this week is, we have a mission and a vision for this season. It's not like last season or even the season before. And those kinks and those things need to be worked out, and feeling comfortable and confident and being able for me to see it. And then the opportunities in games will come.
You said, well, not you said, going into the season in an unexpected place with seniors back you didn't expect back. And I get you got some players who played a good bit last season, didn't play much this past weekend. How difficult has that been to balance?
Well, I've talked about that ever since this summer, and we really have talked a great deal about it. What is going to be the most difficult thing for this team this year? And the most difficult thing for this team is going to be each player embracing their role, not accepting it, not dealing with it, but embracing it. Whatever your role is that day, you have to be the best, the absolute best at it, because your role could change the next day. It could change the next game. It could change the next inning. But as young players, our task is going to be embracing the roles.
Jay Tate.
Yeah, obviously, great performances last weekend from Maddie and Shelby as well. Were those performances on par with what you had seen from them, like in the fall and even in the weeks leading up to that opener?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I made my decisions. So, is there room for improvement? Absolutely. But as I told them and our entire staff, the playing time that was given this past weekend was earned. And this week will determine what is earned for this upcoming weekend.
Jake Gonzalez.
You talked earlier about what you expected out of the younger girls on the team coming into some early SEC games. What are some things you're looking from the older girls on the team as you head into this weekend?
To bring calmness. There's always going to be excitement there. There's going to be energy. But our older players have experience, and to bring some sense of calm, especially early in a ball game.
Does anybody else have a question for Coach Dean? All righty. That will be all then. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Mickey.
Appreciate it.